The reason I'm asking this is I sense at one level, particularly within a section of Bollywood, a belief that there are these Bollywood kids who get away with too much and we have to struggle. Do you sense that with your co-stars at times, or you believe that this is much more an external perception, not so much in the industry? In the industry, it's all about talent. Will your film work or not?
That's a tricky question to answer. I think I've been fortunate enough to work with people who at least have made it seem like they are happy to work with me and think that I'm deserving of the place that I'm in. But like Papa said, we do have a foot in the door. Our initial opportunity did come to us much easier than it does to other people.
That's about it. That's about it.
Because you did a film like Gunjan Saxena, The Kargil Girl, and you got what, Filmfare nomination for it. Not easy, in your second or third film to pick up a Filmfare nomination. Was that the moment where you felt, look, I'm here to stay, I'm part of the Hindi film industry? Are you now completely comfortable? Are you still seen as Janhvi Kapoor now, or are you still seen as Sridevi and Boney's daughter? Let her answer that.
Very existential question.
I mean, how do you, when you go out there, do people sort of judge you, you think at times, always looking close?
Of course they judge you. But it's a part of my life. It's always been a part of my life. My identity is so intrinsically attached to the fact that I come from a privileged household. I can't divorce my identity from the fact that my parents have made a name for themselves that might always overshadow my name. I'm okay with that. My only thrill in life and aim in life is to make them proud and to hopefully keep doing films, because that's what I live for. My love for films overrides everything. So you can call me privileged, call me whatever you want, but I don't think anyone I've worked with can point a finger at me and say she's taken her position for granted. And that's something that I hope to maintain.
I think films is almost in the blood of this Kapoor household. I was telling you before the shoot, you can do a cricket 11 of all of you, right? There's Arjun, there's Janhvi, there's Janhvi's sisters getting into the film industry, Anil Kapoor,
Sonam Kapoor.
Why did you do a film? You're a great cricket fan. You should start an IPL team called the Kapoors.
Yeah, well, at this point of time, we are almost 10 or 11 of us actively involved in acting.
Including you. You're coming in a film where you're acting as the husband of the one and only Dimple Kapadia. Right? Dimple Kapadia Khanna. You're acting opposite her.
Well, you see,
as a husband.
See, initially when Love offered me this film, I was reluctant to do it. It's thanks to my kid, my son, my daughters, and my brother Sanjay also, who pushed me into it. And for me, when I got into it, the high was okay. I'll be getting to work in a unit which has got great actors, Ranbir, Shraddha, Dimple. But the other high point was, you see, in real life, Sri was my wife. In real life, I was getting to play Dimple's husband. So that was a big high, because you see, when we were young, Dimple was, she was a heartthrob of all the youngsters around.
Right.
So to get to play her husband also was a high.
So you got it made. You're playing the role of one of your heartthrobs from college days, and you married the heartthrob of an entire generation.
Not my heartthrob, but many youngsters, many others.
Many in the industry. Did you warn him before he decided to come in front of camera, or did you encourage him? Come on, Dad, let's see you in front of camera. You've done 50 films as a producer.
I encouraged him because I always knew that acting ka keeda was there in him. 1000%. So you have no idea. I remember me and Mom used to sit and look at him, because after he'd come back from work every night, he'd put on, what was that channel? Before You, After, or no, what channel was it? It used to play all those old Hindi songs.
Yeah, the music, the music channels.
Yeah, the music channels that would play
music now.
Shami Ji's songs, or all these.
See, I've been a fan of Shami Kapoor and Sharmila Tagore.
Right.
And I've been a huge fan of the songs of Devanand, Rajesh Khanna.
Like me, like all of us.
But that's besides the point. The point is that me and Mom would just sit and stare at him from the dining table, because while these songs played, he'd enact all of the songs and sing along. And he'd break into dance, and me and Mom would just, she would look at me straight in the eye and say, thank God your father didn't become an actor. There'd be no holding him. I wouldn't be able to control him then.
Basically, you were envious of the fact that यार मेरा भाई अनिल कपूर को मैंने लॉन्च कर दिया, मेरा दूसरा भाई संजय कपूर को मैंने लॉन्च किया, मेरी बीवी नंबर 1 स्टार बन गई, मैं भी स्टार बनना चाहता हूँ. So that's why you've decided to act a bit.
No.
He's a natural actor there.
No,
There's an actor in him I see all the time.
I think if it wasn't for looking out for his brothers and if it wasn't for taking care of his father's business, and I think also his love for production, I think he would have maybe dabbled in it. And now he has the luxury, and who at this age, after getting so far in one career path, would have the chance to try his hand at something new, and so I thought he should go for it. And another high point that he's not mentioned is that he knows that Love Sir is a big fan of food. और उनके सेट पे खाने की कोई कमी नहीं रहेगी. So that was the
This
main
is a good
attraction.
Punjabi in him who wanted
Yeah.
a good meal at the end of the day.
He is amongst, I call him mini Asif. He's amongst the most relaxed film directors I have come across.
You know, in that sense, you've sort of worked with lots of directors, lots of actors. From the outside, a lot of us believe that film production is a very risky business. You're completing 50 films now. That's a huge amount, including big hits like Mr. India and flops like Roop Ki Rani, Choro Ka Raja. How do you handle it? How do you handle the highs and lows of the film industry? Is that a big challenge?
Well, it used to be a challenge, and now it's part of my
DNA.
part of my journey. I've reached this far with all these ups and downs. I've seen the highs, I've experienced the lows. I was in major debt. I mean, with sheer determination and support of my family, I have got out of it, and I'm again making 2, 3, 4 films at one time.
At one time, including South Indian films.
Including, in fact, in these COVID times, they have produced 8 films. 5 have released and 2 are yet to release. 3 are yet to release.
नजर नहीं लगना चाहिए.